Last question comes from Superman Stan, and he asks, "What video game franchise do you think has fallen the farthest from grace?" Right away, Twisted fucking Metal. Right away.
Oh my god.
I didn't even have that on the list, but that
No,
is like the
what?
perfect answer. I
Yes.
don't know why, but yes,
Number
for sure.
one.
For sure.
Slowly
Yeah.
etched away over time because of Mr. Jaffe.
But hey, we're gonna get a TV show soon, right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll
Oh
see.
my god.
I had like Mass Effect because like I don't know if you guys played,
Yeah.
and I mean I guess this is one bad game, but like I feel like that just kind of like ended Mass Effect in a way because like
The gameplay is,
Bio-
I think the gameplay is good. It was the story. They just need to figure
Yeah.
out the fucking story.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I played all of it. Like I spent over 100 hours in it, so I guess it's not that bad. I did enjoy the gameplay. Yeah, the story and the characters were just not memorable
Yeah.
whatsoever.
We're talking about Andromeda, by the way, not the other three.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah, I heard the kerfuffle, and I've seen the videos of the interesting facial animations and the voice acting. Believe you me.
They fixed that. They actually fixed
Oh,
the
wow.
facial stuff.
Oh god.
But so other ones was like Tony Hawk. Like I feel like that was like a once great franchise. It's now just a fucking joke.
But nobody cares
Um,
about skateboarding anymore.
I've got a
Yeah.
controversial pick here for this question.
Go
I
ahead.
would say Resident Evil.
Yeah, you would know. You're a
And
big
this
Resident
is-
Evil fan.
This is a big point of contention because as many people know, when Resident Evil, kind of banged out their first 10 games, there were always like fixed camera angles, like a set inventory. You'd fire your Magnum like maybe 6 times in the entire game, and that was kind of it. And then when they switched to Resident Evil 4, which was that older over the shoulder and more of an, I wouldn't say action horror, and a lot of gunfighting, and that was where the series really took a turn for the worse in my view. And then they kept kind of repeating that process. Of course, they now came out with the Resident Evil 2 remake, which is, it's more of a reimagining. It's not necessarily the old survival horror like. And what really pissed me off about this series is that they kept trying to cater to people who didn't like Resident Evil, and like why.
Yeah, they turned it into an action game there for a little while, but I don't know. I was never a huge Resident Evil fan, even like Resident Evil 4, didn't care. I oddly think I've gotten into the series more now than ever. Like 7 was fun, and I guess you haven't played the remake. I didn't care about Resident Evil 2 back in the day, but the remake I played that earlier this year, and it was actually really good. So I don't know. I kind of have like the opposite opinion where I think they've sort of, I mean, I think everyone agrees they kind of dipped into like 5 and 6 era. Like sort of 5 and 6 were really bad, but like 7 and the remake for me were pretty good. So I don't know.
I played 7 and I did enjoy it, but the remake I still have to play.
Yeah, I would say another one would be like Mega Man. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
For me, like Final Fantasy, like it's completely dipped in quality. I think.
I think it's gone up and down. I think 15 was really good. I like that direction. It's more modernized, but they did kind of drop the ball on some things. But I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean it's like it's kind of like Rhodey's Resident Evil pick. It's controversial. You could go either way, depending on what you want from the series.
Yeah.
Some people would say Gears of War. I think it's been pretty consistent. I don't know. I mean, it definitely has lost its. Yeah, it's definitely lost its like sort of appeal culturally. Like it's not a big thing that's like everyone cares about anymore.
But the game mechanics have stayed the same. It's stale, very stale.
I would say Silent Hill. Silent Hill's kind of dead.
Oh, that one's
But that's Konami, so like that's kind of just them like being fuckwads. I don't know. I put Far Cry on here too, because I'm like Far Cry. I mean, it hasn't really dipped in quality, but it's just like they've just run that series into the fucking ground with like it's just a fresh coat of paint, a different environment every time. It's the same type of mechanics and shit. I don't know. I think it was just I don't want any more Far Cry. And that used to be one of my favorite franchises. And then a weird pick for me would be Angry Birds, which was once
You loved that game.
I fucking loved Angry Birds franchise, and then they just fucked it into the ground with like terrible phone pay to or like you can wait to play more of the game if you fuck up because like I was all into the sort of high score aspect of that game. Like I was even in like involved in these online communities where people were like competing for high scores, and the way they sort of changed it in Angry Birds 2, they just sort of like changed the formula of the game a little bit. It just that game just like died so fucking hard. But for a while there, man, they were riding high with Angry Birds Seasons. Angry Birds Galaxy, the Star Wars Angry Birds. Those fucking great games. I've spent way too much time playing those, but yeah, that franchise just died because it was a they just fell victim to all the shitty mobile game things, mechanics, and pay us some money to keep playing and all this other shit. And I was like, I'm out. Fuck off.
You went and watched the movie though, probably.
No, I actually never did see the movie.
Making a sequel now. It's coming out.
Oh god.
Yeah, I saw that the other day, and I'm like, who gives a fuck?
Some picks for me are almost all the music games, like Rock Band. Like they were all the rage, and then it just didn't exist anymore one day. Like they had Guitar Hero Live a couple of years ago to resuscitate Guitar Hero, and they tried to make it more monetized, where like you had to buy into like packs and stuff, and you had to like spend money to play like a rotation of songs and stuff. And it's just harmonics has kind of just gone down the shitter after all these years. And I've been playing their games since their very first one with Frequency. And
But I don't think the quality dropped too drastically. It was just like it just kind of had its time, and like
I
people were
guess
just over it.
Yeah, people I guess are over it. I don't need like a guitar or whatever to play these games. I don't mind just playing it on the controller and like punching the buttons, but I guess people don't really care for it anymore. And another one I had was pretty much just Sega as the company. Like they just it just like fucking died, and then now they just make stuff for all the consoles, and they're usually not the greatest. That's kind of sad.
Yeah.
As a Sega kid myself, I'm just sad about that. But
You are a Sega kid.
They definitely don't give me erections like they used to.
No. But how about that Twisted Metal?
That's right.
Twisted Metal 2021. What are we gonna get? We're gonna get a reimagining. It's gonna be a mobile game.
God
Help
if
us
that
all.
happened, I would just someone would have to die for that. I am curious to see what they're gonna do with this TV show thing, though.
I don't think it's gonna happen, man.
It might not, but I don't know.
It just sounds like
like
bullshit.
yeah. Sony's always talking about some of their properties being made into a film show, and honestly, I don't see it ever happening. I think Uncharted is maybe now finally happening, but
Well, Ubisoft's kind of doing that with. I mean, they came out with Assassin's Creed, Prince of Persia. There's going
those
to be
were
a
great.
fucking.
Those were amazing.
Yeah. There's going to be a Division movie coming out at some point, starring Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, of course, Jake Gyllenhaal.
As the Prince of Persia in Division.
Yes.
That'd be a great movie. They should get The Rock to play like Sweet Tooth or something.
Well, they just recently made that film based off of the old arcade game Rampage, didn't they?
Oh yeah, that was a couple
God.
years ago.
I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, how do you turn some of these games into a movie? Like there's nothing. It's like a bunch of fucking monsters punch the shit out of buildings. Like
Well,
now it's a movie.
there's supposed to be an Asteroids movie at some point, and I'm like, what the fuck is that even?
So is that what's the one with Bruce Willis?
Oh, Armageddon?
Armageddon. Yeah, that's basically Asteroids.
Well, it's just like at that point, because there's no lore, no like thing to pull from. You're just like a starship shooting asteroids. You could pretty much just do anything with it and call it Asteroids. Just like a few years ago, whenever that Battleship movie came out.
Oh my god!
It's based on the Battleship. Like, what are you even doing with that? Like, you're just having ships battling. Like, what does that have to do with the fucking board game?
That's oh my god! They should make a Monopoly movie or like a Yahtzee movie or something. Like something so shitty like Uno. It's like the Wizard or the Wiz or whatever it was.
Oh, the Wiz, yes.
Yeah, I mean that's really the best video game movie. That or like the Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, okay. We'll just throw Double Dragon in there and do.
Oh my god!
All those movies are good. I didn't mind the first Resident Evil movie.
Street Fighter.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the Resident Evil ones were probably the most popular, and like, I mean, they kind of butchered what Resident Evil is, but just as like movies, they're pretty decent, I guess. And God, I was just thinking, like, there's other ones like they did like a Chun-Li movie not too long ago.
What?
Oh yeah, there's been Street Fighter movies. Like, have you seen, like, remember the Street Fighter one from the '90s? That one's actually one of the best.
With
Like,
Van
holy shit,
Damme.
yeah, with Van Damme and what's his name? The fucking guy that played Bison.
He was the guy in
Adam's Family.
Yeah.
I forget his name. He passed away.
Yes, he did.
There was a Dead or Alive movie at one point.
Oh man,
stupid.
yeah.
I think it had like Kevin Nash in it or some shit.
Big Daddy Diesel. Fuck yeah, that's a whole nother topic. Like terrible movies based on games. Like they're all bad. Like all of them are bad.
They are. They really are.
We should make that a topic. We should just cut this in part and save it for another table. We could watch these movies again and just like have a whole topic making fun of them. I don't know.
Okay, we'll have a topic about that one day. That's the end of this episode. Bye bye.